Okay, so if you are a family photographer and you're at a point where your posing is nailed down, your editing is nailed down, you know who you want to serve, you know your packages, you've nailed down, I guess, what family photographers would call the art of photography. And now you are kind of leaning more towards, okay, and now you have to face your fears as to how to actually run the back end of your business because you've been relying heavily on the art side. You're attracting your clients, but now your back end of your business, well, it's a little scattered, it's a little confusing for you. So this video is for you because we are going to talk about one specific system I want you to consider as a family photographer, as a creative small business owner that will help you be more streamlined for the back end of your business, and that is with Dubsado. Should be no surprise to you that this video is sponsored by Dubsado, and if you are brand new to the world of CRM, client relationship management tools, there are so many to choose from. But I have been using Dubsado faithfully since 2018 in my own family photography business, and I am so glad that I have stuck with them. They have great customer support. They're constantly changing and evolving and making everything better for their clients. And so if you are interested in getting started, I have an exclusive code for you that will get you 30% off. So normally other codes get you 20% off. My code will help you get 30% off, and I will link it below and right here on the banner. In this video, I'm not going to break down the different CRMs to choose from because believe me, there are so many to choose from, and that's a little overwhelming, especially if you are at a point in your business where you're finally like waving that white flag and you're like, okay, I need to organize the back end of my business. Like, give me a simple place to start. So we're just going to be talking about Dubsado. Again, I'm not going to be taking a deep dive because that would, one, be overwhelming, and two, I want to give you some tangible tips to actually implement. So I am a big believer in learning a strategy and then implementing it right away so that I can go on to implement another strategy. I'm not fluffy with my education. So if you're here and you're watching this, you're an OG listener, you know I love giving good strategies that you can immediately implement. So let's implement some tips in Dubsado. The first tip I want to give to you about Dubsado is to open up either your new account. If it's a new account, great. But if it's an old account and you've kind of been just piling things in to Dubsado and you're like, it's so messy back there. I don't even want to look at my account anymore. It's overwhelming. Well, then it's time to face your fears, my friend. Okay, so I want you to focus on your contact form. So this is one of the 5 types of forms that Dubsado has in the dashboard. And so you're going to open up forms and scroll all the way to the right, and it's called a lead capture form. So for your lead capture form, I honestly want you to have one main lead capture form on your website that will be embedded on your website that will collect, obviously, people who are wanting to contact you to work with you. But Dolly, you might be saying, I offer 5 different services for my business and I don't want to confuse people and I need 5 different forms depending upon what type of service they're looking for. And I will argue back with you, you can condense those 5 different services on one form. And so that way your form list, your lead capture forms in your Dubsado on the back end, it's not cluttered. It's not overwhelming to you. And so I want you to condense all your services for your, let's say, go for an example of family photography business into one lead capture form. So let's say you offer family sessions, maternity sessions, newborn sessions, or mini sessions. Let's just keep it at 3 as an easy example. So instead of having 3 different contact forms, why not put the 3, have them self-select what type of service they want on that one contact form. So make sure you create a drop-down box, and then if they want a maternity session with you, they'll self-select maternity session. Now, the great thing about Dubsado is that depending upon what a person or what a viewer self-selects, you can attach a workflow on the back end. Isn't that so cool? For you coming in and you're brand new at this, it might feel overwhelming, but believe me, if you do the work on the back end, it will make your life so much easier. So that first step. So let's say they self-select, I'm interested in working with you for photography, but specifically the type of family photography I want is maternity photography. So I self-select that, and then on the back end, you can connect that with a maternity photography workflow so that when that workflow kicks off, they're getting the right information that is like coincides with maternity sessions. Hopefully that makes sense. So in summarization of point one, make sure that you are condensing all of your fluffy forms on your lead capture forms. And if they can be condensed to one form, like make that happen and make sure that you're cleaning up your forms, that they're relevant and that they have the right type of questions that will help serve your potential clients, that will help them know like what to expect from working with you. Just make sure you have good questions on that lead capture form, and then make sure that that lead capture form is working for you in an automated way. So make sure that each service selected has an assigned workflow to it. And yes, that will take work, but these are my tips, okay? The second tip I have for you when you are diving into Dubsado, just how to like make it a little bit more efficient and streamlined for you, is to go into the packages of Dubsado. So that is on the left-hand side of when you're looking at the back end of your Dubsado account. And the packages is where all of your packages are held. So like how much do your services cost essentially? So in the example before I shared, let's say you are a family photographer and you offer family photography sessions, you offer maternity sessions, you offer newborn sessions. I'm assuming that all three of those packages are very different. And then there might be some deviation for those packages. Like you might offer a hair and makeup artist to come. You might offer an option of having a stylist come. Those are all different price points. So make sure that you are evaluating your packages in your business and then putting the updated packages in the package sections of Dubsado, right? Because it directly impacts like the way that you create proposals. This saves you essentially a lot of time from having to honestly memorize all of your packages. I don't have my packages memorized, okay? You might be at that level where you can memorize everything, but I don't have that brain space anymore because of children. And so I have made sure to set a reminder, at least a quarterly, if not a yearly reminder, to assess my packages, make sure it's in alignment with my own goals for my business, assess it with my own bookkeeper. I have a whole system down for that. And then make sure that, like, for example, I am filming this in 2025. And so my packages changed slightly from 2024. I raised my packages by 10%. And so I needed to go in and manually change that in the package section of Dubsado, because then that way it impacted how it was going to show in client invoices, and it also impacted my proposal templates I had created. So in summary, make sure you're doing a yearly assessment of your packages, that you are being profitable, you're paying yourself, and like your prices make sense for you in your business. But this is not a video about pricing yourself. This is just a video to remind you, like, here's some helpful tips of what you can do in Dubsado and implement it right now. Okay, the third tip kind of might feel and hear like it's really random, but I promise I'll like bring it back to the loop. All right. My third tip is for you to get out of your comfort zone and use your website to create a thank you page. So you're going to go in whatever website platform you use. I use Showit, for example, and create a URL thank you page. So what that means is whenever a client or a potential client fills out your lead capture form or fills out a proposal, they are then redirected to a thank you confirmation page, and it's branded to your website because it's a landing page that is on your website. The reason why I like doing this is because it creates more branding, cohesiveness. It just doesn't take them to a normal like stock image of like, thank you, we've received your proposal or we've received your contact form. Like it's not like a block of text. It's actually your website and they are reminded again. And kind of like this psychology assurance like I'm in the right place. I filled out the right form. I know that this is, for example, Dolly DeLong photography. So what I want you to do is to, if you're wondering, I'm not a designer, Dolly, like I don't know how to do this. My workaround for creating branded thank you pages is to take a page on my website that is already working really well for me, has great design, and I usually duplicate that and then I design that to just be seriously like it's called a thank you page, thank you confirmation page. And I redesign it, reword it, and so it does several things for me. The first thing is once a client, a potential client fills out a proposal or a lead capture form embedded from Dubsado, they then are taken to that confirmation page. And again, it confirms in the client's mind, like, yes, I'm in the right place. This is Dolly DeLong Photography. And it lets them know on that page, like, what to expect, like, what their next steps are. On that page, I also have on the back end, I have placed my data tracking. So I use GA4, Google Analytics Tracking. And so I know how many people are actually landing on that page and taking action. So I love making sure I have those data points set up. So that's something really easy you can set up. I know in Show It, you can set up your Google Analytics tracking in one place. And if you have another website, I would say just Google, like if you use Wix, like how to set up Google Analytics 4 on Wix. Like simply do your due diligence and set up your Google Analytics tracking for your web pages. Another thing I like about this confirmation thank you page is I invite the viewer, hey, like while you are waiting on your next steps from me, here are some resources that are in alignment with my business that could help you. And these resources are lead magnets. I'm not calling them lead magnets, I'm calling them resources, and that gets them on my email list. So if they click over, they're like, oh, yeah, while I'm waiting to hear back from Dolly, this looks like a really good resource that can help me like immediately. And so they're not only just because they filled out my contact form on Dubsado or proposal in Dubsado, that doesn't mean they're on my email list. CRM is not an email marketing platform, okay? So I want to get them on my email list too. And so that's how I do that through my thank you confirmation page. And so I'm showing them options like, here are ways to learn from me for free, and here's some resources to learn from me for free. And so they are jumping on my email list and then they are sent off to that nurturing sequence. So in a way, they're getting nurtured two ways, and I'm continuing to stay top of mind. On this thank you confirmation page, I also have ways for them to follow me. So I am very active on social media, meaning Instagram. And so I'm sharing my Instagram handle with them, how to follow me so that they can continue to get to know me. That seems like a very obvious next step to me. I almost didn't share that. But also invite them to follow you on the platforms that you are most active on, that they're getting to know you more, because they need a lot of touch points just in case they've filled out your lead capture form and they might have filled out 10 other lead capture forms for other family photographers or other business owners. And so I want you to stay top of mind. So just make sure on your confirmation page, you're giving them plenty of ways for you to stay top of mind. So those are just several reasons why I am a strong proponent of making sure you are utilizing a thank you page. And so I promised I would share how this loops back to a lead capture form, and then kind of like through packages, you're like, how does this all work together? So for your lead capture form that we spoke about for point one, on the back end of that lead capture form, if the thank you confirmation page that you created would be the next logical step, then put that in the back end of that lead capture form. You'll find that in the settings of your lead capture form on the back end. Just copy paste it there. So when they click submit, as in they are wanting to get to know more about your prices, they want a maternity session, they want some sort of session with you, they are immediately taken to that confirmation page. Okay, how this goes with the packages. This might be a stretch, but I had spoken about the importance of updating your packages, your price points. Well, that whenever you create a template, a proposal template, let's say you have created one, it's going to automate, it's going to bring in your updated packages. So let's say you send off a proposal to a potential client and they self-select whatever packages they want that have been updated by you. Well, you can then put that thank you URL confirmation on the back end of that proposal. I told you it would all tie in together. So I just wanted to share like 3 immediate tips that you can implement in Dubsado like this week, as in like go and take action, assess like your lead capture forms, assess your packages, and then create a thank you confirmation page. If this was helpful at all, please let me know, and please let me know what other Dubsado tips you would like me to share, especially when it comes to running the back end of your family photography business, because I don't know about you, but I have very limited time when it comes to running both sides of like my family photography business and my online education business. So anytime I get an efficient system in place that helps me save time, I'm all about it. So let me know how I can help you save more time with Dubsado. Also, don't forget to grab that code for 30% off in Dubsado. And a huge thanks to Dubsado for just being the best CRM platform for creative business owners and family photographers to use. I am so excited for you to check it out. And thank you for watching all the way through. I hope to see you all next week with a brand new systems, workflow, and launching related episode. Until then, bye.